If you've been listening to liberals on social media, this campaign has been far less about what they'll actually do to help Canadians and much more about how they're not Andrew Scheer and they're not Doug Ford. And given Jagmeet Singh's rise over the last couple of weeks, they've also added to that this idea that if you vote for the NDP, you're actually just voting for Andrew Scheer, because a vote for the NDP hurts the Liberals and will therefore elect more Conservatives. But poll after poll after poll has proven them wrong, showing that this Singh upswing has come at the expense of both the Liberals and Conservatives. But there's a poll out just today, just this afternoon, that breaks this myth wide open, perhaps more than any other. Forum, which is a pollster that often leans conservative, not in any conscious way, but it tends to overestimate conservative support, has the Conservatives down 6 and the NDP up 7, showing very clearly, more than almost any other poll has, that the NDP's rise is coming maybe at the expense of the Conservatives even more than the Liberals. That the NDP are doing the most work right now to defeat Andrew Scheer. So when the Liberals on social media will talk about downtown Toronto ridings and core NDP Liberal swing ridings and say that a vote for Jagmeet Singh and his candidates is a vote for Andrew Scheer, they're lying to you. And when we look at the national picture even, they're lying to you. A vote for the NDP is first and foremost a vote for the NDP. But a vote for the NDP is also looking more and more like a vote to stop Andrew Scheer. This is what the data shows. If you look at the previous Forum poll, the Conservatives were close to a majority, and the NDP destroyed that and now has them neck and neck with the Liberals. That's all the NDP's doing in this poll. That is the NDP's rise destroying the Conservative hope of victory in this Forum poll. That's the NDP. That's not you strategically voting for the Liberals. That's the NDP growing stronger and taking votes from that Conservative Party. That's what it's about. Don't listen to the Liberal fearmongers on this file. A vote for the NDP is not going to elect Andrew Scheer. It's just not. In fact, in this election, it looks like a vote for the NDP is the single greatest way to stop the Conservatives. And I'm not just talking about the mathematics of it all. Let's be crystal clear. Only Jagmeet Singh, has taken a 100% unequivocal, no matter what, I will not back Andrew Scheer in a minority parliament type position. He's the only one. May has said she might do it. The Bloc is being kind of, non-committal towards any post-election strategy. Justin Trudeau has not said that he would join a coalition against Scheer. He is not committed to do whatever it takes to stop him. Only Singh has. And so you know that because we're almost certainly heading towards a minority government, that a vote for the NDP is the clearest indication you can make that you want an anti-Scheer government. A vote for Trudeau doesn't do that, because Trudeau might finish second to Scheer in seats and then not be willing to form a coalition and therefore effectively prop up Scheer. I'm not saying Trudeau will do that, but I'm saying that there's a chance Trudeau will do that. There is no chance Jagmeet Singh would do that, and that's the core difference. When we're talking about electing a strong contingent of anti-Scheer, anti-conservative MPs, there is only one party to support, and that's the NDP. And this applies coast to coast to coast, but especially in places like British Columbia and the prairies, where the NDP is in many ways the key challenger to the Conservatives. And so there especially, but indeed everywhere, going to the NDP is the surefire way to ensure that there's a strong contingent of MPs that will not back Scheer. You will not get that from the Liberal Party. You just won't. And we also have to be clear that if you're really a strategic voter, you don't want a Trudeau majority. A progressive strategic voter, a progressive anything but conservative voter, almost certainly supported electoral reform. And you know how broken a system is when one party gets absolute power with less than 40% of the vote. And what we're seeing right now is that the Liberals and Conservatives are much closer to 30 than they are to 40. And a minority government, therefore, looks very likely. And it's important in this situation that we elect as many non-liberals as is possible to ensure that progressives have strong representation in what might be a liberal minority government that requires progressive support. That's how we could get electoral reform. That's how we could get pharmacare. That's how we could get dental care. That's how we could get childcare. We could get many of these things or all of these things or some of these things, but not if the Liberals have a majority. Because when the Liberals have a majority, they stop acting like the center leftists that they ran as and start acting like the center-right figures that they really are. Liberals in minority positions, and I've noted this, have usually been more willing to work with progressives because they're forced to and because they know that their membership, the actual people who go and vote Liberal, not the party bigwigs, not the corporate elites that happen to support the Liberals, but the rank and file regular people who vote Liberal, they support the bold progressive policies the NDP does. And the Liberal Party knows that. And so when the NDP has the balance of power and they can put that pressure on the Liberals, they feel that from their own members as well. Because I know there are Liberals on social media right now who are deep partisans, but I guarantee you they support NDP policies like a wealth tax and like truly universal pharmacare. They really do, even if Justin Trudeau doesn't. They back those policies, and Jagmeet Singh will work with those people as well to get it done. So don't listen to the Liberal narratives, whether it comes from Liberals on Twitter or whether it comes from candidates running for office or their staffers or their volunteers trying to tell you that a vote for the NDP is a vote for Scheer. Polls like the one we saw tonight show it's the opposite. A vote for the NDP is the only truly sure way that you can stop Andrew Scheer, and while doing it, ensure that Justin Trudeau is held accountable in a minority government. That's the way to go forward right now. None of this is conceding anything. Jagmeet Singh's surge has not stopped. He can still win this election. But what I'm saying in the here and now, right now, if the polls are accurate and the pollsters are more and more reaching a consensus with the NDP around 20 and the Liberals and the Conservatives both around 30, telling us that a minority government looks likely, that the NDP has hurt Scheer's chances of victory, and that the Liberals do not merit another majority. And if you want to build a progressive alternative to Scheer and hold a potential Trudeau government accountable, Jagmeet Singh is the only man that can do that job. So let's get behind him and his team and make it happen.